You read the Bible, Greg.
Talking to me?
I'm a law samurai. Keep up.
Wait, let me explain something to you. I am not Mr. Lebowski. You're Mr. Lebowski. I'm the dude.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Well, there's passion.
So what you want?
Jesus freak.
I got a bad feeling about this.
King Kong ain't got shit on me!
Do I really look like a guy with a plan?
Each and every man under my command owes me 100 natural scalps.
Starting to see pictures, ain't you? Oh, wow. Thank you for that.
Hello and welcome to the Film and Loathing podcast for Tuesday, May 11th, 2021. This is episode number 105 and I'm Jake.
I'm Chris.
I'm Zach.
Coming up this week, we've got a review of the new Netflix film Stowaway. We'll also talk some other things that we watched and whatever else comes up along the way. So thanks for downloading. Thanks for listening. How you guys doing this week? Chris, you finally finished school?
I'm finally finished school.
How did you celebrate? Did you watch all three of or did you watch the Before trilogy?
No, I didn't. I'm hoping soon when I have a full day off and I can get some people to do it with me, I'm gonna be able to just make a
Watch
whole
all
day.
10 Friday the 13th movies?
Dude, that's more than a day's worth of content. Like that has to be.
No, it isn't.
Oh my gosh.
If you're gonna
If
say
I count sleeping, yeah, I'm not gonna stay up for 24 hours watching all the fucking Friday the 13th movies.
Would you do it if multiple people wanted to do it?
Probably. I would lose interest by like movie 4, but yeah.
Chris,
I'd do
you
it.
could watch all 10 of them and sleep 8 hours, and you would still have 1 hour to do whatever you wanted.
Yeah, but
How long are some of those movies?
That's as if I'm like peeing in jars and I have everything set up beside me. Like I'm gonna have to go use the bathroom and eat food periodically.
I mean, we're just gonna assume that all of them are about 90 minutes.
Okay.
Times 10, that's 900 minutes, which is 15 hours. And we're gonna say Chris sleeps for 8 hours. You still got an hour left.
Sick.
I guess the real question is, what do I do with that
Well,
hour?
I guess assumedly, I would just put the movies on and then just, as the day goes on, I would just take my bathroom breaks and my food breaks, whatever. But, I wouldn't pause them for everything. Plus, you're with a group of people, remember? So you can't just pause it every time one person has to go to the bathroom.
That's why you have the jars.
You gotta be
Peeing in
considerate.
jars. Yeah.
15 hours? That's 3 less hours it would take them to watch Twin Peaks: The Return.
No, Twin Peaks Return is 18 hours.
That's what I said. It's 3 fewer hours.
Oh, I thought you were saying Twin Peaks: The Return is 3 fewer hours. That's my mistake.
So I could potentially be down. Chris, you down?
Sure.
I mean, I think I would rather watch
so.
Twin Peaks: The Return in one day, but
This guy's not gonna fucking do it.
I'd rather watch Friday the 13th than Twin Peaks: The Return.
Chris, what if we live streamed it?
I guess. I mean, either
We could
way, I'm
live stream
still
them.
watching them all. So
We record 15. That's gotta be close to the longest.
no way.
What could we watch?
Like a 4-day podcast or some shit.
What could we watch and record simultaneously that would make us the longest?
Well, what's a 24-hour length movie?
Every episode of Law and Order SVU.
That's what we should do.
Oh fuck! A Law and Order SVU live stream.
Yeah. From
Some of
episode
Can you
it's just-
imagine, like, hey, I need to request next week off. You're talking to your boss now. Hey, I need to request next week off. Oh yeah, what are you doing? Oh yeah, we're gonna live stream every episode of Law and Order.
We're gonna break a world record. What you'd have to do is like do a rotation so that like one person could sleep, but the other two are like talking.
We'd
You know what I
have to
mean?
We'd have to get like more people besides just us three. Like I bet if we got like Rachel, Alyssa, and Autumn to record while we sleep, and they can just watch the episodes while we're all napping.
Rachel's a big SVU head, so
I think that we should like once you get like 10 minutes in and they've pretty much introduced all the characters in that episode, you have to guess who the rapist is. And we can just keep track of our success rate of guessing the rapist.
We have
Yeah,
a giant
okay.
like
That's pretty good.
whiteboard. We look like Charlie in that meme from Always Sunny where he's just like pointing to like fucking ribbons and shit.
Yeah, I know Rich will be down because her two favorite actors are James Van Der Beek and Christopher Maloney.
Everyone loves James Van Der
So,
Beek.
and James Van Der Beek, he's got to be in an SVU episode, right? Like, there's enough episodes out there. Like,
What if
statistically speaking, he has to be in one.
What if Christopher Maloney showed up at your front door and was like, "Yo, Rachel, let's fucking blow this loser out of the water"?
And then I would cut in and I'd be like, Christopher Maloney, please take me instead.
James Van Der Beek is in season 13, episode 20.
Yes! I knew he had to be in it.
I want you to sit down with Rachel and just put that episode on and just be like, feeling anything different? Anything hitting you just right?
Oh gosh. What if
What
James
if,
Van
like-
Der Beek's the rapist? Is that gonna put a little tampering on her plan?
No, I think that's the episode. I think that's probably one of the episodes where he gets away with it.
Because that happens.
There's one episode. How many episodes do you think they go before they get an episode where they don't catch the person?
Well, they always catch the person. This is whether or not he can be prosecuted. That's kind of the point.
Oh, I see. How many
Law
times?
and order.
How many times do you think they don't prosecute somebody?
One of every 6.
I know in the regular show, like the ones that are just about like murder and whatnot, it's far more common than you would think.
Interesting.
Only episode I remember of SV. Well, first off, I stopped watching when Ice-T stops going on.
Wait, are you sure that you don't want to watch Criminal Intent so we can watch Rachel's actual favorite actor, Vincent D'Onofrio?
She's not a big Vincent D'Onofrio head. She's more of a whatever. Who's the what's his name? I always forget it. David something. He's like what?
Ted Danson.
Not Ted Danson, who replaced in CSI, but the guy that is in CSI Miami.
David Duchovny.
Oh, the guy with the glasses.
Not David
that he rips
Duchovny,
off.
is it?
David Caruso.
David Caruso. I was like, isn't David Duchovny the dude from
X-Files?
Yeah. Yes.
What about NCIS? That's still on TV, right?
Yeah, Rachel seems like a big Gibbs fan.
Yeah.
She's a huge Gibbs fan. Swoons.
She swoons for the Gibby.
Okay, is James Van Der Beek on an episode of NCIS? Look it up.
I'm looking it up.
James Van Der Beek. Yes. Doesn't look like it.
Ah, damn it. They haven't tapped that market yet, huh?
You're just gonna have to like throw it on one day while she's like just getting home from work. So she's walking by the couch and she sees like, oh, James Van Der Beek. What? Christopher Maloney? What?
Yeah,
All in one
anytime.
package?
Whenever Rachel comes in and she's just really stressed and she's just like bumming out at the table, I just slip it on. All of a sudden, it just goes bum bum, and then she's just.
Wait, this might be even better. So you could put on for her CSI Cyber, which stars James Van Der Beek.
What? Shut
Whoa.
up.
So that's probably why he hasn't been in NCIS, because he's too busy filming CSI Cyber.
No, CSI Cyber was canceled after one season.
It has Bow Wow in it.
Yikes.
Oh my gosh. There are 31 episodes though.
That's if you're a James Van Der Beek fan, that's quite a bit of James Van Der Beek content.
It's got Ted Danson, James Van Der Beek, Bow Wow.
Patricia Arquette.
My gosh.
How was that canceled after a season? And the
Because
young
they realized-
Sheldon's still going. Like, what the hell?
They realized that CSI Cyber was a stupid idea.
Is it any stupider than a young Sheldon?
That's got years though of an established beloved character, beloved mainly by Chris, but still beloved.
Fucking- Yeah, but like, what about James Vanderbeek? I feel like that's enough to carry the show.
Not for a young audience.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, only people in their late 20s.
You guys aren't beakers, huh?
I got what's I don't think he's in any NCIS not NCIS. I don't think he's in CSI Miami. I feel like
Maybe they did like a
'cause I think-
crossover episode.
I think I have seen most of CSI Miami, and I don't remember
The
James
Beakers. That's a
Vanderbeek.
pretty good. That's pretty good. Pretty good
Oh,
fan
hold
club
on.
name.
Hold on, James.
What?
Chris, did
The
you find
Beakers.
Chris? Did you find this? There's a whole James Vanderbeek CSI wiki page.
No, I didn't.
You didn't even see this?
No, I just kind of made it up.
Wait,
What's it
is
called?
this just? Wait, is this just like they just want to keep track of? I don't understand what this is. This just seems like his wiki bio, but they just have it on a CSI wiki. It's on csi.fandom.com /wiki/James_Van_der_Beek.
He's got 4 different names, dude. Like, that's ridiculous.
In CSI Cyber, his name is Elijah Mundo. Wow. No, Zach, there's two seasons of.
Oh my god. You know, that's a lot of money, but it might be worth it. When's Rachel's birthday?
October 4th.
I'm going to send her a cameo of James Vanderbeek wishing her happy birthday, and she's going to be so confused as to why it's James Vanderbeek.
I would laugh a lot.
He sends videos of saying happy birthday.
He'll say whatever you want, but you might as well pick her birthday or something.
What do you mean? Like, how do you get this? Do you just like email him or some shit?
It's a website cameo that have a bunch of people that have like prices. Basically, you give them that money, and they'll say whatever you want to someone.
If I ever want to start a fight with someone, I'm gonna get a celebrity to reach out to the person and let them know.
Mike Ditka for $600.
That's pretty steep.
But how much is James Vanderbeek?
He's 300.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I feel like he's not worth 300.
Is he really half of Mike Ditka? Huh. Interesting.
In more ways than one.
But how amazing would it be if you get Chris gets a message from James Vanderbeek that's like, "Yo, Chris, I hear you're talking smack. Meet at Downey School and knuckle up, bud."
What the fuck? I'd be down with that.
You should send Chris a hate message from Michael Rappaport.
Oh, I would know. Not Michael Rappaport, please. Not Michael Rappaport. I don't know what I'd do. They got Elijah Wood on here for $375.
In what universe is Elijah Wood more expensive, cheaper than James Vanderbeek?
Elijah Wood's not cheaper than James Vanderbeek.
James Vanderbeek's 300. Elijah Wood's 275.
No,
He just said
375.
375.
Oh.
In what
My
world
bad.
is James Vanderbeek more expensive than Tony Hawk? Tony Hawk is
Get out.
$250.
Now that is outrageous. No,
That's a steal.
What's the cheapest?
David
Like, what's the
Hasselhoff is
cheapest you get?
$499.
Vanilla Ice for $400. My gosh.
That's
CeeLo
worth
Green's $150.
Okay. Who's
That's
the
not
cheapest?
bad at all.
Can you filter? Can you sort high to low
I don't know.
or low to high?
Well, we could do David Henry, the star of Wizards of Waverly Place, for 75.
Okay.
Oh my
Okay.
fucking gosh, are you kidding me?
Now we're
Gilbert
talking-
Godfrey for $175.
That seems like a deal.
I feel like that's worth like pooling money together to kind of get to say whatever we want.
170. That seems like that would go for like 500.
Zach,
Maybe
you'll
he just, like-
appreciate this one. Big Ed's on here.
Is he really?
Yeah, $90.
That's fucking worth it.
Is Stephen King on there?
Oh, probably not. He probably has too much self-respect.
Ice Cube, $750.
Who is
I
Ice
feel
Cube?
like that's adequately priced.
You could get a message from Soulja Boy for $250.
Sarah Palin for $200. My gosh, dude, you can get
I
animals
can't-
to say stuff.
I can't imagine like enrolling in this. Like you're a celebrity, you get like an email request, and you gotta sing like fucking happy birthday to this person or something. Or you gotta do like a gender reveal for someone's baby.
I never do this to myself.
Who's
There's
the
a lot
most
of people on
expensive?
here.
Have you seen anybody that's like $1,000 or more?
I haven't seen anybody yet.
I feel like if I were to do this, if I was really famous, I would make my price pretty low. So that way, like, I could just capitalize on just repeat business.
Yeah, like I feel like if your price was $50, I can imagine you would get like a significant amount of, oh my gosh, Shooter McGavin.
But you would want to record multiple of these.
Yeah, why not?
Like, what if you got so many requests that like 8 hours, like your workday became just making these videos?
Gladly.
Really?
Oh my gosh,
Easy
yeah.
money.
If somebody paid me $50 to say like a 30-second clip, I'd gladly do that.
This is fucking bullshit. Fred Durst is not registered on this website.
Colin Mockery.
What about Colin Mockery's on there?
Yeah, $125.
That's it.
That's it.
I'm doing it.
Michael Rappaport is only 200.
There's a lot of people on here that I would not have expected to be on here.
Is Miley Cyrus on there?
No.
What about Lady Gaga?
A lot of impressionists.
What about Lisa?
Malcolm
Ian?
McDowell's on here.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
Tom Hardy.
That would be pretty cool to like write into.
You pay celebrities to say something.
Is Michael Winslow on there?
Yes.
How much is he?
He is $95.
For Michael Winslow? That would be cool.
You seem to think that Michael Winslow is pretty popular, and I don't really know where you're getting that impression from.
The internet? Obviously, we're not on the same forums. That'd be pretty cool to give Michael Winslow a scene, and then he sounds it out for you. Not a movie scene, like a, you know.
You got some
Pretty
good
sweet.
people on here.
Pretty sweet. I'm gonna have to tuck
Bob
this into my back
Saget?
pocket. Is Adam Sandler on there?
The guy
No,
who plays the Crypt Keeper in that HBO thing is on here.
Is Eddie Murphy on there?
I wish.
Mike Myers.
No, as I scroll down this list, we just get to more obscure.
I see.
What about Lou Bega?
Zordon from Power Rangers.
Surprised
Is,
R. Kelly's not on here.
Is Goldberg from the Mighty Ducks on there?
No. No. Rough. Low, man.
$20. I'll give you a message, Doug. Give you $20.
Oh my gosh.
I want to talk Stowaway.
That's not the right Christopher Maloney. That's a fucking fake.
Gary Busey.
Ooh.
How much is Gary Busey?
Gary Busey is $350. Meredith from
But
The
it says-
Office is $190.
I like that it says actor Lethal Weapon. Like, yeah, he's in Lethal Weapon, but like
Nobody wants to hear
not a
him say
Gary
anything
Busey
because he's in
movie.
Lethal Weapon.
Is Mel Gibson on this list?
I fucking hope so. I'd pay
Well,
him
you think
daily to
you could
send me
pay him
messages.
to like redo his blow up speech? Like his
Yeah, maybe.
Could I pay David Hasselhoff $499 to have him recreate his racist rant that he did on the bathroom floor?
$499 for him?
Yeah.
My gosh.
I wonder if they can like refuse. If they're like, if they like have a chance to review it, and they're like, yeah, I don't want to do that, and then you just like get your money back.
Maybe. Probably.
Fuck you, I'm keeping your money.
Why isn't OJ Simpson on this platform? He could really be capitalizing.
Could make a lot of money. He could make a decent chunk of change.
The singer, the drummer, and the guitarist of Simple Plan are on here, Chris, if that interests you.
That is a semi-interesting offer.
Everybody would write into OJ and be like, hey, will you call my mom and admit that you killed Nicole Brown?
My fucking
like, everybody would just torment him. There's no way he could go on there.
Well, it's like, have you guys ever looked at his Twitter feed?
I followed him when I had a Twitter when he got on, and I followed him for a bit, but I deleted it.
I mean, it's basically what you're describing right now, which is that no matter what he tweets about, there's always people tweeting at him about, like, him murdering that woman.
Yeah, of course. Of course. He'll never get away from it.
Tommy Chong.
How much is it?
Just 150.
Not bad. Not bad.
Barack Obama needs to get on here. He could make bank.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, he kind of already does. I don't think his cameo is like for washed up celebs.
You can tweet at Barack Obama.
Yeah, Barack Obama's a washed up celebrity. Come on, dude. He's not president anymore.
Are you still on the website?
Yeah.
Dog the Bounty Hunter. Is he on here?
I haven't seen him at all, no.
That seems like a person that would be on there. What about Hulk Hogan?
I wish. I would pay $450 for Hulk Hogan.
That seems reasonable.
This is a Tom Cruise impressionist.
Chris, you can. This is perfect. You can pay Randy Orton to send people messages that you're just going to RKO with them.
Wow. I'm literally going to kick your ass. I'm not figuratively. I am literally going to kick your ass.
I don't know how the actor that plays Bonesaw McGraw is not on here, like sending messages as Bonesaw.
Oh my gosh, he could make so much money. I would.
You can have him say anything.
That's probably the best idea. Oh, Runkle. Runkle is on here.
Like, you pay like $5 and he just sends people like videos of him going, Bonesaw is ready.
Can you ask him to say anything, or is there mostly happy birthday related? Or
it's like happy birthday, like get better soon, whatever. But I think you can customize the message.
Like if I want to, like, if somebody asks me like, oh, hey Jake, you were talking about that cookie. You're talking about that cookie recipe that you really liked. Do you send that to me? And then I pay Randy Orton to read out the cookie recipe. If I want to, I could do that.
Yeah.
I like. Okay, I've got ideas.
I'm baffled by I'm still baffled by the people I see on here. Beans from Even Stevens is on here.
Are you saying that you just want to start using this service as like a messenger pigeon?
Yeah.
It really seems like a good idea.
Like, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it sounds very expensive.
Like, you don't want to like talk to somebody anymore, so you pay Beans to be like, hey, so and so, Jake no longer feels like he wants to be friends with you. He feels like you guys have really been growing apart. So, no hard feelings. He's gonna end things. Break up with a girl.
Get someone that they really admire to break up with you.
James Vanderbeek calls your
Sorry,
girlfriend.
Rachel, it's just not working.
Yeah, sorry, Alyssa. After 6 years together, Chris feels that he would be better off on his own.
George
So-
St. Pierre.
Can I
like
pay
These
when
all
John
sound like
Jones
great ideas. Like
to call someone a piece of shit?
I've seen some very attractive offers for that type of message delivery, and I think I would have to go with Jerry Gergich from Parks and Recreation delivering that message.
I think you're wrong.
Who do you go with?
Randy Orton, always.
You think Randy Orton's? You think he's the perfect person to deliver that message?
Well, no, I think Fred Durst is, but he's not on this website.
I'm gonna go through all 127 pages during this podcast.
Oh my god, good luck.
That's Chris. By the time you get to page like 10, it's not going to be anyone noteworthy.
I don't know. I mean, I'm seeing some people that like I
There's,
recognize. I may
there's
not.
a category called influencer, which is like Instagram people.
Yeah,
know any of those people.
maybe like really washed up athletes like Kevin Euclid.
Alfonso Ribeiro is on here.
Yeah, exactly.
Not whoever, you won't find that college superstar quarterback that died today. You won't find him on there.
No,
Ouch, too soon.
I assume you wouldn't.
You thought I was pushing it with the OJ thing?
If you did, he'd have some questions. What?
Thanks. Just Zach fucking blowing it into his microphone.
I got allergies. What can I say?
All right, let's move on. Let's talk about Stowaway here.
Okay, hold on. I found James Vanderbeek.
You're killing me. Yeah, we already established
Yeah,
this.
all you literally have to do is Google it.
Seriously,
It took
okay.
10 seconds to find it.
Never mind. Continue. Let's get to the show.
Currently streaming on Netflix. Directed by Joe Penna and stars Anna Kendrick, Toni Collette, Daniel Day Kim, and Shamir Anderson. And the plot synopsis is a 3-person crew on a mission to Mars faces an impossible choice when an unplanned passenger jeopardizes the lives of everyone on board. So let's go ahead and toss. I don't know who to start with first. On the one hand, I got Zach who hated it, and we got Chris who hates space movies. I don't know where to begin.
This
Well,
movie was
let's
doomed from the beginning.
Oh my
Build the
God.
narrative, Chris. Ever since Gravity came out and swept the Oscars, you've hated space movies.
They're so boring. Like this. Yeah, there's.
Hey,
great
I literally
shots.
wrote that down. Boring.
I don't understand what's boring about space. Like, it's literally you fuck up in the tiniest little bit and you're dead. Everything's done. What could be boring about that?
To
Look,
be
listen,
fair,
I
I don't
understand.
hold the opinion that space is boring. I hold the opinion that this movie is boring.
Space movies are boring to me because they're always
We're making
confined
space
to a.
movies.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
that guy on
Yeah,
that
well-
app?
You have to look up Big Brother and the Master Blaster on Cameo. Is he available?
I fucking hope so.
The 3 Asian Men Trillionaires Club, are they available?
Oh my god.
That's 3 trillionaires.
It's 3 trillion.
Anyway, space movies, Chris.
They're just boring. They're confined in this like very small area. The scenery is always boring. Always. They tried to deviate from that in multiple movies by showing beautiful scenery outside the thing. But it just ends up being the same shit over and over again of like white speckles going across the screen with like a fisheye kind of view on it. So everything in the center looks like it's coming right at you, where everything else looks like it's distorted. And then, there are some things that break away from it. Like Ad Astra, beautiful movie, but a lot of it doesn't take place inside of a spaceship. So, but it's still
Actually,
a space
almost
movie.
all of it does.
A lot of it doesn't. When they're on Mars or when they're on planet Earth, a lot of it they're inside space, but there's always something that's different that's going on with like the
Now-
monkey and then
Let
the
me ask you
dynamic of
this.
him and his father. Like though that's different. It's not just, oh man, we're gonna die if something goes wrong. Oh, something went wrong.
Do you differentiate space movies from science fiction movies?
I mean, like, Alien is a science fiction movie, and I didn't dislike that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not the biggest science fiction guy either, but I can differentiate.
So, like, you don't hate Star Wars because it's a space movie.
I hate Star Wars, or I don't hate Star Wars, I'm just not that into it.
But you didn't like Interstellar?
I liked Interstellar.
Oh, okay.
But that was because there was a lot more going on than just them, like, going to space and shit.
I see. So, because of that, you not digging Stowaway. So you said if you didn't like Stowaway, you're out on space movies for the rest of time.
This was just like... This was everything I hate about space movies put into one movie.
Bingo.
Elaborate.
Everything was super boring to look at.
No, what are the things that you hate about space movies that was in this?
Because it's always basically the same thing every single time, and like there are movies. Oh wait, let me give some context.
Oh, sorry.
There are movies out there that differentiate from it.
Relax.
When you have
gonna tantalize me.
Hold on. When you have First Man, where you're adding these extra dynamics to it, where like you have relationships problems, and then same thing with Ad Astra with him and his father, things get a little bit more exciting for me. But when the problem of a movie is, psychological, or when the problem of the movie is like, trying to survive a problem that happens in space, I feel as if I've seen that so many times, and it just doesn't interest me at this point.
Apollo 13.
I've never seen Apollo 13.
Well, after this movie, you're not going to be allowed to because you've sworn them off.
Apparently. Maybe swearing them off was a little harsh, but I'm have a far hard time picturing myself getting excited for any space movie from here on out.
What would a space movie need to intrigue you?
Something beyond just like...
Because I'm going to write it.
Okay, something beyond just mechanical problems and, the human spirit trying to triumph and using your mind to get by. Like, something a little more exciting than just that. Or something, a little more out of reach than just, there's a problem, let's fix the problem.
Like a space pirate movie?
Dude, Treasure Planet. I loved that movie.
Okay. Okay, now we're getting to it. Okay. Well, I suppose that's where we differ, because I don't know, I do like all that stuff. I guess it's just like a real problem that's actually occurring and going to continue to occur. So I don't know. I suppose that it's grounded in some way, so that makes it interesting and makes the stakes higher to me compared to something else set in space, like like Interstellar. Like, I love Interstellar, but I don't think it has the same stakes that Stowaway has.
It's the state of the world.
It's true. Well, I mean, like, the stakes, I suppose, comparing what the stakes are, seem high, but I mean more like in Interstellar, I don't feel like there's ever a sense that something's gonna, like, bad is gonna happen, they're gonna fail. Whereas in Stowaway, maybe, I don't know, I wasn't sure how it was gonna play out, and I figured it couldn't end happily, so I guess that's more what I mean. The stakes seem more real.
I'm just gonna ask a question.
Yeah.
Maybe they address the movie, maybe they don't. Why don't they just turn around?
I think they said it had to do with they were traveling so fast and were already at a distance away from Earth that it would waste all of their fuel to come to a point to slow down, to then turn around, go back the distance they had come, and then land. They didn't have enough fuel.
Pretty weak. All right.
Because it's fuel exhausted, Zach, to slow down something that's going that fast. Oh, going up for you now, huh?
No, it's not.
It's going up for you.
Because it still doesn't change like the fundamental problem with the movie, which is that I don't give a fuck about any of these people. Like,
Even
I-
the Stowaway guy.
They're so bland and generic, and I don't care what happens to them.
You're not even interested in the problem, like the problem of itself of what happens if you find a person that's not supposed to be there when everything is so meticulously calculated and budgeted.
Obviously, it's calculated because there's a fucking person where they didn't think there should be one.
I just mean like the supplies are meticulously calculated. I'm not talking about how he gets there. I don't care how he gets there because I don't really think that's it doesn't matter how he gets there.
I do care how he gets there.
You're not curious
because,
how he
like,
gets bolted up into a ceiling?
It's explained in the worst fucking way. Like, oh, he has a concussion, so he can't remember how he got here. Okay, I'm just supposed to accept that? That's fucking ridiculous. That's the stupidest explanation they could have come up with.
But it doesn't even matter how he gets on there, though. That's the whole thing. It doesn't matter.
But they sure spend a lot of time focusing on that for something that doesn't really matter.
I don't think they really focus on it that much.
Just have a whole solid like 10, 15-minute conversation.
Okay,
about
of course at first they're curious, but then as soon as they start to realize that another person means greater food consumption, more importantly, more oxygen consumption, well then they don't really care about how he got there because they're gonna fucking die.
I was kind of hoping that it would not be an accidental stowaway, but a stowaway with intent, like stowed away for a reason, and like you know whether the intent is malicious or not, like just like him being there, it adds this tension of like, well, we only have limited supplies. But other than that, like, there's no other tension. Other than, will they run out of food or won't they? Like, there's no, like, he's not there to cause problems. He just happens to by being there.
Right. But I also don't think that that's this director's style. Like, have you guys seen the movie Arctic with Mads Mikkelsen?
No.
So it's not, it's not set in space, but it's another very small scale survival movie about a guy who gets stranded in the Arctic somewhere, and he essentially what it boils down to is that he has a choice between either saving himself or going through hardship to save a complete stranger. So kind of similar stuff with what Stowaway's dealing with.
Easy solution. I saved myself.
So
maybe just somebody with like a very, very corrupt moral compass such as you, or very would not.
Yeah, like
have
I
a
don't know
problem,
why
but...
like they wouldn't sleep him to sleep like the second he went to bed. Solves all your problems.
Also, he just slid him basically something saying, "This will kill you. Do with it what you will." Thinking, oh, he's obviously going to kill himself. Like, they could have easily at that point taken it in a completely different direction that would have been a lot more exciting.
If he kills himself?
No, if he goes and he kills somebody else.
Or if like that
I
is
guess.
if that is what they're doing, like they're trying to concoct a scheme to get him to take this death concoction without knowing it, so that these types of problems do not arise. Or if that's even like if that's even more like of a thought that these people have, it would be a more interesting movie.
I just feel like everything that's happening is very like grounded in reality. Like, I don't know if I would be as interested if this is some sort of like thriller.
I think I would be way more interested
in reality.
If this was a thriller.
Like, a thriller could be interesting, but like, I don't know. I think it was nice for a change to have just a very quiet, like deliberate, like very human, like dealing with very real human emotions. Like, what would you do? Like a true moral conundrum.
There were very few instances where they were showing an excess of emotion. And it was the one time where the guy who was not psychologically trained, as they point out, had a mental breakdown because one, he woke up on a spaceship, and two, because some guy slid him a thing saying this would be a painless death, and he has to fight with that because he's a stowaway, and he's like, should I kill myself? Should I not? That was one of the only points in the entire movie where they capitalize on an opportunity for emotive representation.
Not the ending where Anna Kendrick has to decide whether to go back for the cancer? You don't think there's anything there?
I'm saying they don't execute it as well as they could
They
have.
try very, very, very hard for there to be an emotional climax in that movie, and it falls so flat in that scene. Like, all of them are like, no, I'll go get the canister. No, please. You have a family. I'll go get the canister. No, I'm the stowaway. I'll go get the canister. Then there's Toni Collette, who's fucking useless. Who's just like, yeah, it's one of you three. And then Anna Kendrick finally decides, and like Daniel Day Kim is crying, and the other guy's like, "Oh my god, you did this for me!" And it's like, "Oh my fuck, dude, just fucking get to it." It's so drawn out.
The only thing you know about these people...
It would work if I cared about them, but I don't, because I'm not given any reason to.
See, the problem is that they try and draw out an emotional response from these characters that the only thing you know about them the entire time is that they care about their research. They're very technically based people, and if you want to make it a technical problem, then stick with that. Don't try at the last second to say, oh, somebody could possibly die. Let's bring it in that direction, because it's ultimately going to fall on its face, because that's how you haven't set it up. You haven't set it up that way this entire time.
I think the only thing I know about Anna Kendrick's character is that she went to Yale. I can't think of another detail about her.
Yeah, but I guess I don't know why you have to know a lot about these characters to understand that it would be a really shitty situation for anybody to have to decide who's going to have to die.
But for me to try to understand your motivations in a moral quandary, I need to know something about you. Something that would drive you to make any kind of decision whatsoever.
Which is why they set it up to be a technically driven movie, and then they try and evoke an emotional response at the end that ultimately falls flat, because you don't know anything about these people's emotions. You don't know anything about them as people, besides they're there for research. You can't try and draw something above a surface level if you're going to keep it at a surface level.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I cried or anything, but I'm also not saying it's the worst part of the whole movie. You didn't like climbing up tethering up the pole to get to the other end to get the oxygen? You didn't think that was good?
It's a very drawn out scene.
I've seen it done better in other movies.
You guys are on a crusade.
But by the time it gets to that point in the movie, I'm already out. I don't care.
I legit thought that I was only halfway through the movie at that point.
I thought that this hour and 15-minute movie felt like I was rewatching Zack Snyder's Justice League.
You wish.
I do wish I was watching Zack Snyder's Justice League. I'm just saying that all of these similar themes were explored a lot better in the Jennifer Lawrence vehicle Passengers. And I've already seen that movie twice, so why do I need to see this one?
Ooh, there's a good one. There's one I gotta check out. I keep thinking a lot about how I want to revisit Ad Astra.
I think it's better than this.
Oh, I mean, yeah, for sure. I'm starting to love Ad Astra.
Here's another question I have. So there's Anna Kendrick brings this guy to this place and is like, this is my favorite spot, and they can see Earth or whatever. But every time they look out their window, it's constantly spinning. If they were constantly spinning, they wouldn't have any sort of effect on them within the ship.
No.
Well, no, I think they've acclimated and they're grounded.
Isn't that what's causing the artificial gravity?
Yeah, is the spinning.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just asking. I didn't know.
No, because I don't think you can feel the effects at that point.
Yeah, you've seen the training that they go through. They have it spinning kind of.
Yeah.
Whatever machine that they put them in.
The other.
Right, Zach, what else you got? What else you got on that little notebook there?
The opening scene, right?
Yeah.
The takeoff scene, where we're gonna do this really close-up driven shaky cam. This seems we're getting into cliche territory. We're already getting to the point where this is just becoming the new norm for these kinds of movies. First Man does it. I'm pretty sure they do it in Ad Astra. Now this piece of shit, it's gonna become. It's already. I'm done with it.
So they're repeating something over and over and over again in space movies that you don't enjoy? Weird.
More than like we're gonna do the shaky cam launch footage to start the movie. Nope. Goodbye. We're gonna deduct a full star for that one.
All right. Next point. What's the next point on the list, Zach? Go ahead.
A whole star.
Yeah, that's a whole star. That really bothered me.
All right. Now we're down to a 5.
We started on the wrong foot.
Oh my gosh.
That's really it.
That's it. Bullshit.
I really hate their explanation for how he ended up there, which is I don't know.
It doesn't matter how we got there.
It just bothers me. Like it seems like the laziest thing that whoever wrote this movie could have done. Like, just give us some kind of explanation.
Why?
Other than like, I don't know.
You just want an explanation. You just need things explained to you.
I don't need things explained to me. I want that explained to me.
It doesn't matter.
I'm fine with ambiguity 9 times out of 10.
Exactly.
But when it's your movie is like dependent upon this one person being on your ship when they're not supposed to be, well, that's kind of fucking important. Also, not to mention, we get to this point in the movie where without that canister that she brings back, 2 of them are going to die anyways. So in theory, this whole movie could happen without a stowaway.
No, because then their oxygen scrubber would never have been damaged.
It could still get damaged in some other capacity.
I guess.
That seems more of an interesting moral quandary of these 3 people who have agreed to be there, and now one of them can't be because their oxygen thing is broken, instead of this stranger coming on board, but we don't really care what happens to them anyways.
Yeah, but Zach, but then you can't call it Stowaway.
Okay, you have to think of a new title for your piece of shit space movie.
It's gotta be about a stowaway.
Here's a good title. You changed this in that title from Stowaway to Throwaway. They find out that they only have enough oxygen for 2 people, so they have to decide who they throw away.
Okay.
I'll watch that.
Now we're talking.
Mm-hmm.
Or you replace Anna Kendrick with Liam Neeson. You replace Stowaway with briefcase full of cocaine with a bomb buried underneath it, and you got nonstop.
That's the next step for Liam Neeson.
Take
is
it
that he somehow
to space.
He somehow gets aboard.
That's good.
I'm gonna give you a space movie that's better than this, and it's Leprechaun in Space.
Fucking god.
That's a better space movie than this. Jason X is a better space movie than this.
Wow.
Well, revisit it in a couple years, and you'll see. Just like I'm about to withhold the dark.
That is an actual cinematic masterpiece. This is just
Cinematic
I don't know.
masterpiece, huh?
I would have liked to have compared this with that George Clooney space movie and to see which one is worse.
Okay, that was pretty boring. I fell asleep during that one. That's how boring
George
it was.
Clooney space movie, Gravity?
No, the one that came out like at the end of last year.
I don't know which one you're talking about. Must have forgot about it.
I watched it. I can't even remember the name of it. Can't remember a thing about it.
Look, it's no Lockup starring Guy Pearce, all right? But it's not everything can be.
I don't know. I kind of enjoyed the ending. I liked how it sort of ended with Mars off in the distance and just like the sound effects of the breathing mixed in with the score. I really liked it a lot.
Did you figure that out from reading that article?
No, that was a different one I read.
I would have liked to have seen this turn into the Hunger Games, where they all get like an hour to prepare like a weapon, and then they just fight to the death. And then the 2 that remaining, they get the oxygen. You win.
These are all like killer ideas, dude.
Yep. We're gonna give Stowaway out of 5 stars.
1.5.
I was gonna go with 2.
Whew. I'm gonna go 4.
There's nothing in that review that leads me to believe that you like it at the rate of a 4.
Why? What do you think it is?
For you?
Yeah.
If I was rating it for you, I'd go 3.
Okay. It's a 4.
You seem a little lackluster. I think you're defending it so hard because we didn't like it.
No,
I think
honestly,
you actually enjoyed it.
No, I really did. I did like it. I commented to Rachel as soon as we finished watching it that I liked it. I thought it was better than I thought it was going to be because I'd heard people shitting all over it.
What did Rachel think of it?
I think she liked it too. Probably not as much as me. Definitely, I would say more than either one of you.
Is
What
she
were
there?
people saying when they were shitting all over it?
What are people saying?
Yeah.
I mean, kind of like what I kind of like echoing what you guys are saying. That people thought it was boring. That they didn't like that. They didn't know how the Stowaway got on there.
All right.
Slow paced.
Which I'm fine with a slow pace, and I even would have been able to forgive that we don't know how he got on there if I felt like I understood any of the characters. Like if you're gonna have a largely plotless movie, let's say a character-driven movie, I need to know something about the character. Even just I would have settled for just one of them. Tell me something about one of them.
Well, you know something about Michael.
I would have been fine with this movie being from his point of view. And then he just wrestles with the idea that one of these people might die because of him.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of, like, kind of bouncing all around.
Where was the fuck box?
That's a good question.
Isn't that pretty standard on all spaceships?
Claire Denis certainly had me believing. That's why I signed up for the astronaut program.
For fuck box.
The butt box. But no, I really liked it. Is it going to be in my top 10 of the year? I don't know. We'll wait and see what else comes out.
Ask Rachel to rate this movie out of 5 stars.
Okay, I'll ask her.
Is she there right now?
She's somewhere in the house. I'll
I
text
feel like
her.
your house isn't that big, so just...
No, it's huge. It's like, dude, it's like 1,000 square feet. Do you have that
It's
many
not
square
that many
feet?
square feet.
Do you have that many square feet?
I don't think so, but...
Exactly.
I shit 1,000 square
Exactly.
feet every day.
Let's see, what would you rate Stowaway? Oh, maybe hey, Rachel. Can you hear me? She can't hear me. I'll see what she says. Oh,
Just
she's in the
call it.
shower. That's what that sound is. Yeah, she's in the shower, so
Yeah,
she'll get it
this
when
is
she
more
gets out.
important.
She'll get it when she gets out of the shower.
I just
I
gotta
told
say, 2021 has not been very impressive so far.
I mean, so far, yeah, we've got Psycho Gorman's really about it.
Well, and one other that we will discuss.
Yeah, is that going to be on top 10? I don't know, but it's certainly fun though.
I'm very
Actually-
much looking forward to this Angelina Jolie movie this week.
Is that on HBO?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I also can't tell if there's just stuff that I've missed because I haven't gone to a theater or like I still
We haven't missed.
I mean, I still do want to see Nobody. I still do want to see that. I got Army of the Dead comes out Friday. I'm definitely kind of curious about that.
So I saw Nobody and I was like, a John Wick ripoff? Okay. And then I saw that it was by the same guy that wrote John Wick, and I was like, this guy's a fucking hack. He's got no other ideas.
Oh, God.
Just this one.
One trick pony.
Well, let's see. Well, obviously we can't forget about Kong versus Godzilla,
Dynamite.
Ray and the Last Dragon.
Didn't see it. Won't see it.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't that crazy about it. Let's see. What am I missing out here?
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe Zach wasn't kidding. I don't see much on this list.
We're only 5 months in.
Like Malcolm
but I
and
mean,
Maria.
like-
Malcolm and Maria, I couldn't stand. Like, I didn't think Judas and the Black Messiah was like anything that special.
Everybody's saving their good stuff for later in the year.
They have Nomadland as this year, but I think that technically is 2020.
I mean, it wouldn't have been nominated for the Oscars last year if it
no,
wasn't
I
2020.
I think technically Hulu would have been its North American premiere, which was in January.
So February 19th. That's so technically Nomadland's a 2020 movie?
I think so.
Or 2021 movie or 2020?
2021. I'm pretty sure.
See, I don't know. Because they also have, like, The Father as 2021. I don't know. It's hard to keep track of what's, like, the official
Well, it's kind of
date.
hard because, like, that would be dependent upon when it gets a wide release.
Right, that's
and,
what I'm
like-
saying. Like, it's so hard to figure out what... Yeah, like what the release dates are on some of these things. Because I also know Nomadland was at...
The official
Like-
release date on IMDb is February 19th, 2021.
For Nomadland?
Yeah. So, I mean, I'd say you're in the clear.
So I can put that on my top 20 list? Or
You
top
can.
20. My top 10 list this year?
Top 25,
Okay.
go for it.
Okay.
I mean, you're still getting Quiet Place Part 2,
I mean, we'll see how
which
that is.
I didn't really like the first one, but
We'll
we
see.
still are supposedly getting Candyman this year.
True. Yep.
West Side Story,
Heck
getting a
yeah.
Christmas Day release.
I don't care about at all.
But we are going to review.
Probably just for you.
Emma Stone in as Cruella de Vil.
Zack Snyder's Justice League, I guess, is this year. Obviously.
What's this?
So is that
Number
on
one
my
movie of the year.
list? I don't know. We'll see.
It's a reach.
So maybe there isn't like that. I mean, there's stuff that we missed, but nothing that's crazy. But Spiral is coming out. I definitely want to see that.
Can't wait to see Spiral.
Oh, Those Who Wish Me Dead. That's Angelina Jolie.
Can't wait to see that.
Then we got Army of the Dead. Comes out Friday. We've got Quiet Place Part 2. Oh, that's just kind of a couple weeks. Oh, interesting. Let's see, The Conjuring this summer. I don't really care.
Earlier than this summer.
What'd you say,
And,
Zach?
like, said it's earlier than this summer, isn't it? Isn't it like 2 weeks from now?
What? Conjuring?
The
June 4th.
Conjuring?
June 4th. Black Widow is coming out in July.
Fast 9 comes out June 25th.
Heck yeah. Fast 9
Which I
comes out in
saw,
June.
which I saw the fucking trailer for, and it looks absurd.
I believe that.
Absolutely absurd. Who's
Buckle
in it?
guys.
Who's what's his fucking name?
John Cena.
Yeah, John Cena's in it as fucking Vin Diesel's brother.
Awesome. Let's see, we got Suicide Squad this summer, The Green Knight this summer.
Apparently a new Purge movie.
Oh, interesting.
Space Jam on July 16th.
Are
Yeah.
they going to give us the purge that we want?
What's the purge that we
you
want?
The Assassination Nation version of the purge?
Oh, is there a Halloween movie coming out this October?
This year, yeah.
Oh,
A sequel to Don't Breathe comes out this summer.
Nice. No Time to
Sounds
Die.
interesting.
Dune in October, I guess now.
Shang-Chi, I guess, is coming out this year.
What is
the new
that?
Venom trailer just came out. I don't know, it's part of the new phase, the next phase of Marvel is
Oh, that's right. That's
Shang-Chi
right.
and the Eternals and
Yeah.
some other shit. Oh, Last Night in Soho is supposedly getting released this year, the Edgar Wright movie.
Yeah, I just saw that on the list.
Antlers and
gonna-
Jackass 4 in October.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Spider-Man No Way Home in December, potentially?
I've given up on the Marvel movies. I'm not watching any. I might watch the new Doctor Strange one, but other than that, I'm not really.
What about Sherlock Holmes 3, Chris? Will you be watching Sherlock Holmes 3?
Will I be watching Sherlock Holmes 3? Is that a
Of
question?
course he will be.
Dude, what are you talking about?
Oh, okay.
Apparently
Rachel-
not being directed by Guy Ritchie.
Okay, now we're running into some iffy territory.
Okay, just in, Rachel says she would give it a 4, but maybe more like a 3.5.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So, like I said, more than you two liked it.
It's being directed by, oh boy, this is not a good sign, Chris.
Who is it?
Sherlock Holmes 3 is being directed by the man who brought you the classics such as Rocket Man.
Not directed by Guy Ritchie?
Not directed by Guy. Well, he was too busy with Jason Statham to make Sherlock Holmes 3.
Dude, what an idiot. Take Sherlock Holmes 3.
I was like, Robert Downey Jr., now that he can't be Iron Man, just like, well, yeah, I guess I'll go back to being Sherlock Holmes.
Dude,
That was fun.
the first thing he did when he wasn't an Avenger, he did fucking Dr. Doolittle.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that. Wait a second. Top Gun Maverick is not directed by Christopher McQuarrie.
No, I think he just wrote the story
I don't even want to see it then.
or the screenplay. But I think he had a lot of input on it, so you may see.
Oh, that's true.
some of his
He's too
versions.
busy working on Mission Impossible 7 and 8.
Yeah,
he doesn't
dude.
have time for this fucking
I was
loser.
gonna say.
When's
I was
that
gonna
come
say
out?
let's just stick to that and
When do those come out?
2022 and 2023. Apparently, they're filming it all at once. It's 2 movies but 1 story, so there's going to be a
So
break somewhere.
It's a two-parter.
It's gonna end on a cliffhanger for sure.
Who's the villain in this one? Because this has to be some sort of mega villain then if they're going to make a two-parter out of it.
Chris, believe it or not, as much as I would like it, me and Chris McQuarrie do not talk on the phone every night.
They don't have like a.
So I don't know what he's planning.
Only thing
they
that
don't
I
have like
know
a
is that
cast list out.
Yeah, there is some woman cast with no name, so she must be the villain.
the only thing the other thing I know is that a train sequence is involved. That's all I know.
Does Tom Cruise learn how to drive a train for this movie?
Is it that hard to drive a train?
Have you ever driven a train?
Yeah, I don't think he was driving the train. He's like fucking running across the top of it.
Well, that's no big deal if you're Tom Cruise.
No,
Oh, man.
this is my prediction. My not serious prediction. Tables turn. Simon Pegg is the villain. Has to fight his friend Tom Cruise.
This is my actual prediction. So it's gonna be like in Despicable Me, where the villain wants to blow up the moon, and someone's going to try to blow up the moon, and that's how Tom Cruise does his stunts in actual spacecraft.
Okay,
Hold
that
up.
could be.
That's ridiculous, dude. That's ridiculous. No way.
Is it any ridiculous than anything else that happens in a Mission Impossible movie?
Oh my gosh. I guess not.
When do we do a Mission Impossible
They're gonna blow up
episode?
the moon.
All 6.
Whenever,
Yeah.
dude. I'd
could watch
love
them
to watch them all.
Anytime.
I could totally go for it. I love them.
We have a lot of series that we have to do. What's up first, Twilight?
Twilight would probably be first.
Yeah. When are we doing that?
Well, it can't be this week because we have like actual movies to review.
Yeah. Well, I can also record with the next week since Mom's coming into town.
That's lame.
So I'm not gonna have to. Though she would probably love to sit down and watch all the Twilight movies.
That's true.
That's your excuse right there.
Let's get her as a special guest.
Oh, Alyssa said that she wants to be on the Twilight episode too.
Does she really?
Fun.
Yeah, she does. She loves the Twilight. She read all the books and shit.
Cool.
We can make it a big group review.
Sounds great. I'm down.
I can't fucking believe this. Let's listen to this. Let's put it this way. Like week 5, Jake comes to the group and says, "I want to review the Twilight series." What do you say, Zach?
Okay, I say we. Oh, sorry. What was your question? I missed it.
We're back. We're back at week 5, right?
Yeah.
Let's say I come to you guys and say I want to review the Twilight series. How do you two respond? Like
I make fun of you.
Realistically, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Realistically, whoever brings it up gets made fun of, and now it's just like, oh fuck yeah, dude! Like let's review the Twilight series. This is sick.
Well, I feel like we've hit our stride. We know what we're doing here. Like
this podcast just took a very steep 90-degree left turn.
I feel like the more that we break away from mainstream releases, the better it's just going to be.
I'm down. Okay. Nothing wrong. Man.
But I say we do episode 110 is the Twilight, because on a scale out of 100, Robert Pattinson is 110 and 100.
I'm going to take extensive notes. We should go through each movie, like, scene by scene.
Yeah, obviously. I can't wait to dissect the baseball scene.
That would be the most exciting baseball game to witness.
I'm firmly, because I've never actually taken a stance. But
I would love
the idea that they can only play baseball during a thunderstorm because their hits are so loud.
I would love to stand in front of the commissioner of Major League Baseball and give a presentation as to why I feel like steroids should be allowed in the MLB, and I will play that scene, and I will go, do you see how fucking entertaining this is? This is what your game could be like. I don't think you understand the lost potential here.
And then you can commission MLB to get Supermassive Black Hole to become their anthem?
Yes. Change whatever lame song you have right now. We don't do the national anthem anymore. We just listen to Muse emo songs.
Thunderstruck by AC/DC.
No.
That's not in Twilight,
Never.
Chris.
Oh, we're talking about Twilight. Never mind. We're talking about just cool songs. Do steroids too.
No, only cool songs are in the film Twilight.
That's gonna be my new Spotify playlist. Cool songs to do steroids too.
What else you guys watch this week?
Chris, you got anything?
Zach and I watched The Diamond in the Rough.
I watched Notting Hill.
That sounds terrible.
You watched
awful.
what?
Notting Hill.
What is Notting Hill?
It's about this woman who's a very famous actress, and she goes into this bookstore, and she falls in love with the bookstore owner, but she like breaks his heart twice, and like he wants it back, and it's awful.
What? Where'd you see this?
Dumb.
It's on Hulu, I think.
What made you want to watch it?
Well, it had the queen of rom-coms there, freaking Pretty Woman.
And Hugh Grant. Go fuck yourself. He's the king of rom-coms.
Okay, well, I mean, there are a few others that could claim the title of king of rom-com, but
Adam Sandler.
I mean, he basically invented I feel like you can't call his movies rom-coms. I feel like they're com-roms.
Yeah.
The CD com-rom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is the poster child of com-roms. Yeah. Wasn't good. Don't watch it.
I've never. Oh, I think I have heard of it. I've definitely heard of it, but I don't know if I'll ever watch it.
What'd you guys watch? What was the Diamond in the Rough you guys watched?
It's called Willy's Wonderland. Which I was telling my boss about it, and he was like, "What? That sounds amazing." So he instantly Googles it, and he's like, "Oh, it came out this year." He's like, "I won't be able to watch it for a while." And I was like, "Oh, do you want to borrow it?" And he's like, "You seriously bought this?" I was like, "Yeah, of course I did."
I mean, I think I got it for like $13.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It was on sale on Best Buy. I picked it up.
So
I was like, Nicolas Cage animatronics. Okay, I'm in.
So first thing to point out here, Chris, is that this is a Nicolas Cage movie, right?
Yep.
And Nicolas Cage does not speak a word of dialogue in this entire movie.
What?
Not one.
Explain to me how that works.
He
He
gives
nods
a lot
or
of really
grunts or
weird
stares.
looks.
Nods, grunts, and stares, huh?
Yeah.
So basically, the premise of this movie, Chris, is that there's an old, basically a Chuck E. Cheese ripoff called Willy's Wonderland, and some time ago, these creatures started coming to life and killing people, and so the townspeople have made a pact with Willy that is they basically will sacrifice people to them as long as they leave the townspeople alone. So basically, drifters that come into the town get sacrificed to Willy at Willy's Wonderland, and Nick Cage is the next on the chopping block.
He's ripping ass in his Chevy, blows out a tire.
This sounds just great.
I mean,
Just great.
I will say that it's not on Mandy levels of good, but like it's definitely a lot better than it should be.
Well, yeah. Well, I think the thing about Willy's Wonderland is that it's kind of got its own like charm working for it, where it knows exactly the type of movie that it's trying to be, and just kind of goes in for it. And so I think it has that in its favor.
Like, for example, Chris, in case you're wondering what that means, Nicolas Cage has a timer set on his phone, and so, or on his watch, and so like every hour he takes a break, he chugs like an energy drink, and he plays pinball for no real reason at all, other than just he does.
And he like as he's playing it, he's like making these faces and like dancing to the soundtrack that's playing on the movie.
He completely improvised all dance scenes.
I believe that.
What the fucking fuck?
Oh, it's just it was just a lot of fun.
So
like when he fucking curb stomps the gorilla on the fucking on the urinal.
So I heard this story about Nicolas Cage, and it was Seth Rogen really wanted Nicolas Cage to be the bad guy in the Green Hornet. So they talked to Nicolas Cage's manager, and he said, "Yeah, Nicolas is kind of interested, but he wants to take his own take on the villain." And so they were like, "Okay, we'll hear him out." And he's like, "Okay, just to let you know, when you meet Nicolas Cage, he's gonna be in the character that he wants to portray the villain as." So they were like, "Okay, yeah, let's check it out." So they go to Nicolas Cage, and his idea for the villain of Green Hornet is like a white Jamaican. And he like doesn't have like he like speaks like right with this like Jamaican accent type thing, like, and he's like, okay, but picture this. He's gonna be bald, but he's gonna have his hair his hair tattooed on his scalp. And they were like, "No, I think we're gonna pass." Okay.
They should have just let him do it.
Fast forward a couple years, Spring Breakers comes out, and so right, James Franco portrays Alien in that movie. So Nicolas Cage calls up Seth Rogen and is like, "Yo, did you tell James Franco about my character idea for the villain?" He's like, "Because James Franco totally stole my character."
Nicolas Cage is a crazy bastard.
Yeah, but Willy's Wonderland is great though, Chris. It's pretty. I think it's kind of funny for sure. Definitely has kind of got some humor to it.
Let's get away from the James Franco chat. It's not good.
Why?
From James Franco chat.
Didn't Seth Rogen say today that he'll never work with James Franco again?
Oh, I don't know.
No idea.
If it just today, I haven't heard this yet.
Apparently, more women are coming out accusing James Franco of stuff.
Ooh. Did Seth Rogen get Randy Orton to tell him that he's no longer
should
going to
have.
work with him?
Yeah, 1 day ago, Seth Rogen says he has no plans to work with James Franco again.
Interesting. Because of the allegations. Interesting. Well, that's no good. That's no good. All right, well, Zach, you can beep out the name when you get to this.
Yeah, no James Franco chat.
Anyways, Willy's Wonderland. There's some great stuff in here, Chris. Great fights in a bathroom that involve, slamming people and breaking tiles. At one point, Nicolas Cage shoves a plunger into an animatronic gorilla's mouth and plunges them.
Also, if you're a neat freak of any kind, this is the movie for you. Because even though he kills all these animatronic robots, he still cleans up after himself.
So much cleaning in this movie.
I also like that every time after he kills one of the robots and he gets all their black blood on him, he changes his shirt. So it's always clean.
I also like that there's a scene where he goes into the bathroom, right? And there's just graffiti everywhere. And there's sped up footage of him cleaning. So to film that, they literally graffiti out a bathroom and then we're like, yo, Nick, just go clean that. We're just going to film you for hours.
Yeah. I wonder if it was an iPhone time lapse.
It could have been.
It was very smooth looking.
Give it a poke, Chris.
I'm considering it.
Like I said, it's better than it should be.
Yes. What's the name of the energy drink that he drinks, and it's not explained why he drinks so much of it?
That heart's gonna explode.
Oh,
he
it's
drinks
also
a whole 12-pack throughout the course of this movie.
Well, what's funny is there's a shot when he first puts his drinks in the fridge and he goes to get them. There's a shot where it clearly shows 4 energy drinks, right?
Yep.
Then it goes on, and he takes one out, and then there's still 4. Then he takes one out, and there's still 4. Then at the end, when he clears them all out, there's 5. So,
Idiots.
Just great.
What does the can say?
Yeah, isn't it it's something really generic? It's isn't it punch or something like that?
Yeah, that's what it's called. Oh, that's right. The can says a fistful of caffeine for your kisser.
Yeah. And he literally the whole thing is him every single time he cracks it, chugs it, and he just goes crinkle, throw it in the trash can every single time.
Not that not that anyone should look too deeply into this movie, but if I had to offer a piece of criticism, there are 2 flashback scenes. And I feel only one of them is really needed. So I'm fine learning about the history of the town and why this is the way it is, because it kind of solves a lot of the nitpicky plot hole questions that you would ask. But I don't really care that Willy's body has been taken over from the spirit of a serial killer, and they performed some cult ritual, but they did it wrong. So now the spirit lives within these animatronic animals, and that's why they kill people. Slightly unnecessary. I don't care.
I thought it was just compounding ridiculousness.
I mean, it could be.
Like it just seemed like this is already ridiculous. Why not make it more ridiculous? Like some serial killers are in these. It's almost like a Chucky thing.
Almost. But I think it's a lot of fun. It's a top 10 movie of the year, Chris.
From what it sounds like, your opinion of it, I would say so.
The fact that Nicolas Cage doesn't talk is pretty good.
And a really bizarre choice.
Yeah, but like, I like it. Did you watch anything, Chris?
Yeah. I watched one other thing. I'm actually considering it for a Hall of Fame review at some point. So should I say it or keep it in my back pocket? Sure.
I guess it's up to you.
I watched The Warriors. I friggin' love
like
this
the Walter
movie.
Hill movie?
I don't know if it's Walter Hill, but like the, Warriors come out to play. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the Walter Hill movie.
Yeah, I love this movie. It was one of like the first movies I ever saw that made me like enjoy movies for what they are rather than just the story itself. It's just it creates such an interesting world, and I love that it was filmed in the late 70s because it just gives it kind of a grittier feel.
You dig it. It's that movie, right?
Yeah. Plus, it has that classic line that I used to
have
say
what she's
all the
having?
time.
I was just gonna say that.
Whatever. No, but I'm a big fan. I like the universe it builds a lot.
Wait, what's the line?
Can you dig it?
Oh.
It's like, can you dig it?
I thought you were referencing that there's another line that's even more noteworthy than that.
I mean, the most two noteworthy lines are "Can you dig it?" and then he takes the 3 bottles, puts them on his fingers, and like smacks them together, and he's like, "Warriors, come out to play."
I see.
That's a pretty classic line.
Let's call Mom and see if she recognizes that.
She may not. Okay, I'm not saying that it is a noteworthy line. I'm just saying that it's a
picture a guy with 3 bottles on his fingers slapping them together.
What does he say? Go.
She might know. Who knows? But
I know. She won't know it.
I'm interested in considering this for my Hall of Fame review at some point.
Okay.
I would rewatch it.
I've never seen it, so sure. Chris, did you watch The Mitchells versus the Machines?
I didn't get to it.
You literally said, I'm going to get done playing Mario Kart and I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, but then I bought 3 new video games and I got too sucked in.
You're an addict.
What did you buy?
I got Zelda Breath of the Wild. I got Super Smash Bros. And then I got...
did you get Luigi's Mansion?
No, I didn't get Luigi's Mansion. I got Mario Odyssey.
Are you playing Super Smash Bros. By yourself?
No, I have Alyssa to play with, and you can do online
okay.
play. I mean, yes, I have played by myself, but...
I was going to say, that's so sad.
I mean, I haven't busted it out yet. The only game that I play by myself that I could play with other people is Mario Kart.
Yeah. Yep.
But I'm really good at Mario Kart. Not the best, but I'm really good.
Chris, you want to play NFL Street?
No. I beat you, remember?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. The last game we played, I beat you, and then I never played you again.
That sounds like something you would do, but...
It is something I did. It sounds like something I would do. It is something I did.
I don't know.
You don't get to play that card. I know I won, and that's all that matters. You don't get to sow doubt into the listeners' minds. It happens.
I mean, maybe you did, but, who was really there to witness it?
I definitely did that. I did that.
Okay,
I still got
maybe.
2 smacks on you, Zach. Don't forget that.
Maybe.
I'll smack the shit out of you.
Please do.
What'd
So
you
I've been
watch, Zach?
playing-
I'm gonna share my screen so that you guys can get the full effect. I watched a film from 1991 directed by David Kellogg, starring one Robert Van Winkle. This film is called Cool as Ice,
Nice.
and this is what Vanilla Ice looks like in this movie.
Did you buy it on Blu-ray?
I did. Ready? Can you see it?
Yep.
There he is.
There he is.
Gosh, look at that,
Oh.
man.
Let's see if I can find a better picture of his jacket, 'cause it's pretty good. Was Ice jacket.
You gonna buy the jacket now?
Right there. Look
Wow.
at that. Dangerous.
Nice. I like that.
Down by
Deep.
law.
I like how it says deep.
So this movie's kind of ridiculous. It currently is holding a 1.8 rating on Letterboxd,
That's cool as ice right there.
which I feel is a little low. If I had to compare it to any movie, it would be Willy's Wonderland in the sense that
Yeah, right.
it's better than it should be.
Okay.
Like, Vanilla Ice is a terrible actor. Like, just terrible. But the movie as a whole is it's kind of fun. So the premise is Vanilla Ice is a musician on tour, and one of his friends' bikes break down. So they have to go to get it repaired, and while they're getting it repaired, he like meets this girl, and they start a relationship. So they start a relationship, and then her parents, unbeknownst to her, are also in the witness protection program. And two corrupt cops like find this guy, and they're like, "You owe us $500,000 for selling us out." And so now it's like they have to come up with the money, and they also like her father does not trust Vanilla Ice because he looks like Vanilla Ice, and he's a stranger, and they're like, he's probably in on this. You should not see that man. And it's just it's just a good time. Some classic lines from Vanilla Ice, like, so the girl's name is Kathy, but for whatever reason, Vanilla Ice insists on calling her Kat.
Okay.
So at the start of the movie, Kat has a boyfriend, and he's like walking up over to her, and he's like hitting on her like hardcore, and this guy's like, "What the fuck, dude? Like, I'm right here." And he's like, "You just need to get out of here." So he's like, "Hey, yo, Kat, you need to drop that zero and get with the hero." Just classic lines like that throughout the whole movie.
That is good. Will you give us one more?
His line delivery is so terrible. It's
I
all
believe
like
it.
just very over dramatic and like, oh, there's another one that he says. Oh yeah, she's like asking him like personal questions, and he's like dodging all these personal questions with really like weird generic answers. And she's like, "Oh, so like, where are you from?" He's like, "It ain't where you from, it's where you're at." He's like, "What?"
It's something I could picture Vanilla Ice saying though. Like even today.
I'm sure he says these things all the time.
You think they just didn't give him a script and they just said, "Just go, just be you."
Maybe.
I think that's the only way to do it if you've got Vanilla Ice in your movie.
You can't cage in a tiger like that.
Like, just film the man, the movie makes itself.
This actually is a documentary.
Yeah. It was just so crazy they knew no one would believe it, so they called it a movie.
So there's one part where he says something and it sounds really fucking sad, but because of like how he says it, he just still sounds like a douchebag. And like he's asking her like, "Oh, like how long have you lived here?" And she's like, "With my family, like my whole life." And there, he's like, what's that like? And she's like, what's what like? And he's like, having parents and stuff. And it's like, what? That's like the saddest thing I've ever heard.
Is that how he delivers it?
Yeah, that's literally what it says. It's like, having parents and stuff, and like a brother.
Oh, that's good.
The scene opens with like a 5-minute music video, which is kind of weird. And I would say, above all, the weirdest part is so when he first sees Kat, she's like riding a horse, and he's like riding up like on the road, and he sees her, and she's riding the horse, and he like can't stop staring at her, and he thinks that the best thing to do is to impress her is to like jump his bike over the fence and like do like a donut and like impress this girl. First of all, it's completely flat ground. There's no ramp. I don't know how he jumps the bike.
He's Vanilla Ice, dude. What do you expect?
But he does. Like, the horse gets scared and like bucks the girl off, and it's like, what the fuck did you expect was gonna happen? It's a great movie. Classic film.
Who released it?
Kino Lorber.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I don't got anything, guys, so it's Chris, it's you.
I'm good.
Zach, got anything else you want to mention?
I'm definitely gonna release the video footage for this. I guess the last thing that I will mention is that I know Jacob has an affinity for shark movies.
I do.
Oh, I gotta find it. I gotta share my screen again so that you can see how much like fucking Hulk Hogan this guy looks like.
Oh yeah, for sure. I guess I can quickly mention that I watched Deep Blood, which is a shark film from I'm gonna check the date right here. I can't remember. 1990? That seems really okay. Interesting. Anyways, it's not that great. I guess the trouble with low budget shark movies is that they've got no budget for a shark, so it's like footage that other people have filmed or like from nature docs. So they like cut it in odd ways. So like it never really builds suspense, but back in January, Severin released this, or you could pre-order this four movie package. Came with Deep Blood, Santa Sangre, and then Grizzly and Day of the Animals, which I am curious to check them out. But anyways, so Deep Blood they randomly shoehorn this in out of nowhere, but supposedly there's this Native American legend around where this movie is set, in the town or whatever, that there's this Native American god that like will take the form of some sort of sea monster and like wreak havoc on the land. So they believe that it's this shark. And when it kills one of this guy's friends, he rounds up some people so they can go out and essentially get revenge on the shark. And it's not really that great. It's more on track than Tintorera, which I talked about a couple months ago. But
you're gonna tell me that's not God. Hulk Hogan?
That is Hulk Hogan.
You're gonna tell me that's not Hulk Hogan?
Oh my God!
They were going for that for sure.
Like, it looks exactly like him.
The bleach blonde mustache.
Yep.
The thin hair draping over the head. The thin hair comb over.
Ouija shark. See, there we go. Dude, there is a shark movie coming out this year. I'm pumped for it.
So, Cruel Jaws was a cruel attempt to trick people into believing that it was a part of the Jaws franchise. So it was originally released titled Jaws 5, Cruel Jaws, and which is just a flagrant lie. And apparently there's a cut. So they filmed this movie. They filmed 0 shark stuff. None of the shark stuff in this movie they actually filmed. They stole it from other movies, or it's like stock footage. And so I guess there's a Japanese cut of this movie in which the filmmaker like actually took scenes from Jaws 1 and 2 and put them in the movie. And like that cut can't be released in the United States because Universal sued them.
Sure.
And so our main character here is a marine biologist of sorts. And he has a girlfriend, and his girlfriend's really mad that he spends more time with fish than with her. So one night they like find the body, and he's like going out to like go inspect the body, and she's getting mad about this, and they have a fight. And she says this actual line of dialogue, which is, "Why don't you just jump off a skyscraper and then go fuck yourself?" Just a wild.
Are there any skyscrapers around that he could jump off of?
Not that I could see. There's a pretty. I'd have to find it, but there's a pretty good video that like breaks down this movie. For whatever reason, they picked this movie, and like in the opening scene, there's a girl who is like swimming in the water with dolphins, and like you can clearly see her like kicking her legs, and then they pick her up out of the water, they put her in a wheelchair, and she's supposed to be a cripple, but like you see several times in the movie her like using her legs.
Zach, you steered me away from this movie. I should be checking it out.
Oh god, it's so bad. It's so terrible. So like there's a scene, so like I know that well, you've made a movie, Jacob, but Chris, you haven't, but I'm sure you know that like when you're cutting something together, you start like you would cut into the scene with people walking. You wouldn't like have them start walking in your scene.
Right.
There's like 3 scenes in this movie where like they're like not talking, and then they start walking and start talking. Like they should have cut it like 30 seconds earlier.
These guys just wanted to make a movie.
Oh, it's so bad.
Is it on any list of like worst movies ever made?
It should be. It's pretty terrible. I mean, like the poster is great. It's a great poster. And like they say,
have great posters.
They say like time and time again that it's a tiger shark, but a lot of the footage that you see in the movie is of a great white.
Nice.
Just like stupid things like that.
Bruno Mattei. I feel like I've definitely heard that name before.
He's done some other stuff that's actually pretty good.
I definitely like the attempt to market it as a Jaws sequel.
Wow, this guy does nothing but trash movies. This guy sounds awesome.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah,
what you do, dude.
exactly.
Woman's Prison Massacre, Night Killer, Robo War. These all sound great. I gotta watch these.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look up Cruel Jaws. Just check it out once, right?
It's a very long 89 minutes.
Oh boy. Do you got anything else, Zach?
That's it.
Chris, you're tapped?
Good.
Do you guys want to do Army of the Dead when we return?
Either that or the Angelina Jolie movie.
Okay, do you want to do both?
I'm fine with doing both. I will watch both.
Chris?
Sure. Yeah, we can give it a try.
Both? Cool. Because we're taking a week off from while my mom's in town, but then we'll return and do the double feature. Sound good? Sound like a plan?
Works for me.
Right on.
Text it to me so I have it in writing.
You got it, bud.
It's not in writing. Chris is not obligated.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, we're getting serious here.
True. All right. Well, as always, we thank you for downloading. Thank you for listening. Join us when we're back talking Army of the Dead. And what's the Angelina Jolie movie called? The Place Beyond the Pines.
Place Beyond the Pines. Only the Brave.
No, it's not.
No,
is it?
It's not called that. It's they want me. They'll know me when they know I'm dead.
I'm a nature lady living in a tower.
Sounded like that YouTube video, Zach, of that little kid who can't get his sentence out.
Have you ever had a dream where you those who wish me dead?
Those who wish me dead, exactly. All right. Well, stay safe out there. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Oh, no shit.